The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
With so many people living longer, the fear of outliving your money becomes a reality for many of us. Will I be a financial burden? Will I outlive my money? How will I be remembered? My name is Neil Himmelstein, president of Main Street Planning Group. Please contact me by visiting mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. I will introduce you to strategies that will guarantee you will not outlive your money, that can guarantee you will not be a burden on your loved ones. Through a collaborative approach, we will uncover solutions that offer tax-efficient strategies, lifetime income, and legacy planning, choice, organization, direction, and education. That is the code we stand behind. Contact mainstreetplanninggroup.com, that's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. And listen to me every Friday at 3 p.m. as I host the Main Street Code for Financial Success, right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. Good afternoon. This is Neil Himmelstein for the Main Street Code for Financial Success. Our code is choice, organization, direction, and education. We advise hundreds of advisors across the United States in the areas of life insurance, long-term care, disability, and annuities. We have products that offer guaranteed income for life, protection for your legacy, and protection for your income, and protection from nursing homes. We're fortunate enough here to have as my guest Tomas McMillan. He was with us on a previous program. And Tomas, what's the name of your firm again?
Well, Neil, thank you. So happy to be back again on this wonderful Long Island. We are Walker and McMillan, WN, in Wealth Management Advisors. You can email me at tomas@walkermcmillan.com, or you can just look us up on our website, walkermcmillan.com. Call me, 516-818-2357. We like to give you a second opinion on your portfolios and your current wealth management strategy, because that's where we actually have our expertise and we focus on. Neil has been a key part of my success, because since we're only working on the wealth management side, I don't have the time nor the expertise to learn what is absolutely necessary and essential in every client's portfolios. Whenever I sit down with my clients, I make sure that we have a conversation on life insurance. I have found that most clients come in without any true understanding of the power of their life insurance and what it can do for their lives. And even if they don't need to use it, the security and the fact that you can actually then risk other assets into other investments, your business, your practice, you can buy real estate, whatever the case may be. But by having a product like life insurance, which is a guarantee bringing down your risk and your exposure, it is a must, which should not be ignored. And, you know, Neil, we all do this. We all do this. On a sunny day, nobody brings their umbrella, right?
Exactly.
But that's the time when you buy the umbrella.
Exactly. Well, what's very interesting is that that many wealth advisors know and appreciate is life insurance is a whole separate asset class besides investments. So many advisors talk about diversifying your assets, but not diversifying all the different asset classes, including life insurance, which has unique tax-free advantages over any investment in the world, guaranteed.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
There's very few guarantees in life. We always talk about there's two guarantees, life and taxes. Well, guess what? Guaranteed one day, unfortunately, we're going to pass, and guaranteed we're going to pay taxes. So one of the great things about life insurance is it has that advantage of both having a tax-free death benefit. If you have a cash value policy, you can grow money in it tax deferred, and you can take money out of it tax free as well. So as an asset class, it's also a tremendous asset class. And part of what wealth management's all about is also having the protection, as you were saying, Tomas, to move forward with having the right net in case something happens. Now, the interesting thing about my practice and the advisors that come to me, I'd say over 70% of all the insurance sales and processes we do of policies, and I'll describe how we do it, is from people age 60 and over.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, well, that's weird, because, that's when it's most expensive, don't you think?
Exactly, Neil. We had a case like that last year, and we would have given anything to have been able to catch this man 20 years younger.
Right. So the case we did last year was a 72-year-old who purchased $4 million of insurance coverage. It was a very complex case. But just imagine the cost at that age, and I don't want to go, it was quite a bit of money. It was definitely in the six figures. But if he had bought it when he was 50 years old, it would have cost 1/10. So here's what happens. Medical science has been able to keep us alive much longer than ever before in the past. All the medical advances. Used to be you had a heart attack, and next day they declare you dead. Today, you can have a heart attack, and you can be in the hospital in one day, and if you have an HMO in New York, they can even do the operation in your car. It's amazing. So we found a way to keep us alive a lot longer. However, over our lifetime, we develop what they call medical impairments because we're not perfect. As we get older, we may gain weight, develop high blood pressure, cholesterol, this and that. So while our assets are growing, if we're not protecting them when we're younger, it becomes so much more expensive when we're older, or possibly we're not even able to get coverage when we're older because we have all these conditions that we've developed and the carriers won't cover that.
Correct, Neil. The biggest message we can bring to you is to actually take out those insurance policies that you put in the drawer 10 years ago, or whenever they were, and have somebody that is a professional like Neil review them. They've changed so much. There are so many new writers and abilities behind the different types of life insurances. And then also I find that most of my clients are also figuring out, once you have a good percent of your assets in equities, and where do you go? They're buying real estate. They're trying to hide money in buildings and rentals, but why not in life insurance?
Exactly. Tomas, before the meeting started, we were kind of talking about your mother, and I spent a whole show talking about my parents. Did your mother, she need a nursing home or something? Or
well, yes, we had we had to go through the whole experience where they sell you first. You go into a nice little apartment where they have assisted and they can call somebody, but it's just the licking, the tribble. It's just the beginning of it all, because we went through 4 years of nursing home care with my family, and every year it doubled in price. Until the end, it was just prohibitive. And fortunately, we did have some coverage, and that was taken care of. Again, I benefit from my life, and I kept my life and my family safe because of life insurance.
Right. But how much would the nursing home, do you know what the costs were?
Well, it started around $500 and then went up to around $3,500 a month.
A month, okay. So on Long Island, for instance, semi-private room is $400 to $500 a day. How many days can you spend $400 or $500 for your loved one every day? Or if your loved one does have the money, how long before you think that money will disappear? One of the complaints I always hear from attorneys and whatnot, I talk about long-term care insurance, the preconceived notion, it's expensive. What's expensive is if you need the care, or you have to take care of somebody, or if you have to go to that nursing home every day and you have a full-time job, or you have a spouse and you have children that are in college. Who's going to drop everything and do all this and bear their own financial burden as well as your parents' financial burdens It is a tremendous drain on society that needs to be addressed and needs to be discussed, whether you're a wealth manager, financial planner, a person who's going through this with their family, or personally, you need to address these issues. Main Street Planning Group, 631-647-4694. My name is Neil Himmelstein. Preparation is the key. Planning eliminates problems. Neil Himmelstein, this is the code for financial success. Choice, organization, direction, and education. Thank you so much, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. This is Neil Himmelstein from Main Street Planning Group. I can be reached at 631-647-4694 or at mainstreetplanninggroup.com. You're listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. Our code is choice, organization, direction, and education. If you were listening to us earlier, we had Tomas McMillan on with us. Tomas McMillan is an asset manager, wealth manager. You see a lot of people on TV and everything that are financial advisors. And what we would to express to everyone is that your financial advisor may or may not, he may know everything about investments, but he may not know particularly about insurance and the asset class that insurance is. Just like your CPA may be the best accountant in the world, give you the best tax deductions every year, but long term, you need someone to balance out your insurance portfolio as well as your investment portfolio. And in a properly done insurance portfolio ensures your income so that if anything ever happened to you, your income is protected. Protects you from going to a nursing home later in life. Protects your legacy and your children and your spouse so they can live comfortably by buying life insurance. All these things are very important. And the biggest complaint I hear all the day, it's expensive. It's too expensive. The key with buying any insurance is not to wait, and it's not expensive. Okay, we insure our cars. I pay several $1,000s a year for car insurance, and most of the insurance I'm paying for is for somebody else if I get in any accident. Who's putting that money towards me if I get in an accident? I have to do that. You have to take responsibility. And sometimes it's a matter of not going to Starbucks every day and spending $5 a day for a cup of coffee. Maybe it's going to a local deli and spending 89 cents a day and taking that $4 of savings and putting that $100 or $150 a month for you. You have the money in your plan. You have to sit down and analyze and invest in yourself and reallocate where you're spending your money, and make sure that you always pay yourself first and protect yourself always. Pay yourself, protect yourself. Listen, anytime you're doing investing and going through life, things happen. Things happen to everybody. Don't think that the guy next door is the golden guy or the golden boy. Everything is not perfect in everyone's life. Behind closed doors, things happen. They have to happen. Good things happen, bad things happen. The people that succeed and have financial success and do well prepare for those eventualities that things could happen. If you're invested heavily in the market, and you're now in retirement years and you're not earning an income, You're just using that money for your income later on. What happens if we get a market correction and you're depending on that money? So we have strategies that can give you guaranteed income for life and guaranteed protection if you don't have life, and guaranteed protection if you have a situation where you need some sort of care down the road. So those are the things that we talk about. When I talk about our code, choice, organization, direction, and education, there's a very distinct thing I want to talk about, and today I want to talk about choice. When we go to buy a car, again, I like to use cars, we spend a lot of time procrastinating. What type of car should I buy? Do I want to buy the most expensive car? Do I want to buy the cheapest car? Do I want to buy a car that goes on gas? Does it want to be electric? Do I want it to be fancy? Do I want it to go fast? We make all these decisions. It doesn't come down, do I want the cheapest car? The cheapest car doesn't give me the best benefits. Possibly, yes. Will it go from here to there? Yes, it will go from here to there. Will I need to service it? Will that car last? Will it be the best car for me? Well, that all depends on you. So anybody who goes on TV or listens to the radio and says, oh, it's a commodity, we can give you this for 10 cents, know what the benefits are. We talked about term insurance in the beginning session. And term insurance is a great way to leverage a lot of money early on in life. But not all term insurance or all insurance carriers are created equal. Just because you can go on my website or some other website and say, oh, this one's cheapest, that's the one I want. That's not necessarily what's best for you. What's best for you is the thing that's going to give you the most benefits for you, whether living or passed on. So, two things we've said here. One, buy early, plan early. You can't plan to buy insurance on your house after it's on fire. You can plan well before when you buy your house to get the proper amount of insurance. Secondly, review your insurance regularly. Not only do carriers change, okay, but carriers change and our health change, and not only does our health change, our finances change. So what might be great today for what my needs are, down the road I may have a child, a second child, a grandchild. Have I planned for all of those people? Maybe not, maybe, but my insurance needs to be reviewed to see that it covers that. Term insurance, I like to talk about again. Many of the term insurance carriers have something called a conversion privilege. And this is very important. If your insurance policy has to have a good conversion privilege, because ultimately you want permanent coverage that's going to last out for your life. Forget about what Susie Orman says. Susie's wrong. Okay? When I tell you 70% of the people that buy insurance from my firm are over age 60, and someone else is telling you buy term and invest the difference, it never really happens. Because what happens is, if they don't buy insurance, or they don't convert the insurance, they become sick, and all of a sudden they can't get insurance, or they convert it when it's extremely expensive. Your policies need to be reviewed on a regular basis. I've had several situations in the last week even where I've had people that called me and they want to convert their policy to, at the time, which was a great policy, had great conversion privileges. The company is no longer actually in business. They do have something to convert to. It is the most expensive product in the world to convert to at this time, even though they're converting at the age they were and everything else. It is not the product that we thought it was going to be because they haven't reviewed it, and you get a very expensive product. Why? Because now they have to, because they've had a health event and they can't get new insurance. Or they call me too late and they have no insurance and they need the protection and you need to cover it now. This happens. It happens every single day. So please have your advisor review your policies with me. If you have any questions, I'm Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. This is Main Street Planning Group. You're listening to The Code for Financial Success right here on Main Street. Neil Himmelstein, 631-647-4694. Have a blessed day, everyone. And please, planning eliminates problems. Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.